Hello Oracle Database fans, this is Justin, and in this Oracle Database video YouTube tutorial, I'm going to show you how to grant a system privilege. Now, there are two privileges in an Oracle available in an Oracle database. There's a system privilege and an object privilege. Now, what's the difference between the two? Where an object privilege has to do with objects in a database, i.e. concerning tables, rows in a table, views, sequences, whatever. Okay, it has to do with objects that you create in a schema. Okay, in an Oracle database. Now, what are system privileges? System privileges have to do with what I call the verbs. Okay, the commands. All right, there's three types of commands in an Oracle database. For the most part, you have create, alter, and drop. Create command makes objects. The alter command modifies or changes objects, and the drop command deletes or removes objects or configurations, whatever. Okay, and the concept of system privileges is where you, as the DBA, give the user the right to do certain things against the database, i.e. execute these commands, a create, an alter, or a drop. Okay, so let's show an example of assigning a system privilege. So we set our Oracle SID to finance. We ensure we're set properly, which we are finance. We connect as sysdba to our Oracle database instance with SQL Plus. Show users, see that we're sys. And we do a select name from $sign database to ensure that we're connected to the finance database. So first things first, let's go ahead and let's create a basic user called Rich. And I'm going to use the following command to do so. I'm going to say create user Rich identified by Rich123. So we're going to create a user called Rich with password Rich123. Quota unlimited on system. And what this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow Rich to write objects into the system table space unlimited amount. We're not going to limit how much space he can use in the system table space. Now, note, this is never recommended in the real world. If you're out in the field creating users for a company on their Oracle database, I strongly recommend that you create a user's table space just for that, or that user's own table space, or whatever the application deems necessary. So no object should be in the system privilege except Oracle database objects. Okay, and I can't stress that enough. But for this in the lab here, that's fine. Okay, so select username from DBA users, where username is equal to Rich, and we will see that we have a user named Rich defined to our database. Now, type in the following: select grantee and privilege from DBA sysprivs. This is an Oracle DBA underscore sys underscore privs, short for privileges, is an Oracle database data dictionary view that shows you the assignments of system privileges, where grantee is equal to Justin. Note, the person that grants a system privilege is known as a grantor, and the person who gets granted the privilege on the receiving side of that is the grantee. Okay, now, as you can see here, by default, user Justin is given, user Rich, I'm sorry, I meant to say user Rich. Oh, gosh, come on, wake up. As you can see here, user Rich, okay, by default, when you create a user in an Oracle database, okay, it doesn't have the privilege to do anything. And Oracle's concept is least privilege, a security concept, which I agree with, which basically means we're not going to give everyone everything and then lock things down as necessary. We're going to do the opposite approach. We're going to give a user nothing and give them only what's absolutely necessary. And that's what Oracle does by default. When you create a user in an Oracle database, the user has no privilege, not even the privilege to log into the database. So you create a user, that user does not even have the privilege to log into the database unless you as the DBA or someone with equivalent privilege grants that user, okay, to do so. So the first system privilege we're going to talk about is create session. Okay, and create session should be given to any user that needs to log in with a client-server program such as SQL+. So if we do SQL+ and it asks us for login, we type in Rich and we type in a valid password, Rich123. Okay, we're going to get an error here saying user Rich lacks create session privilege, logon denied. So by default, Rich doesn't even have the create user system privilege, so he can't even log on to the database. He can't even connect. So we log back in SQL+, and we're going to grant him the system privilege create session. And that's done as follows. Grant create session to Rich. Grant, then the name of the system privilege to Rich. Grant succeeded. Now when we do our select grantee, comma, privilege from DBA _sys _privs, where grantee equals Rich, we will see that he now has the create session system privilege. And when we log in as Rich again, we are now able to log on as user Rich to the database because we gave him create session privilege. Now, to see all the system privileges that are current, that the Oracle database comes with system privileges that are already out there. Okay, they already come predefined, and these are privileges that you, as the DBA, can feel free to grant to users. Okay, but very selectively, very conservatively. Okay, so type in the following to get a list of system privileges. First, I do set pause on, so SQL+ will pause as I go through each as it outputs this long table I'm about to select from. Select name from, and learn more about set on pause on, review my Oracle YouTube video where I talk about SQL+ interacting with SQL+. So select name from system _privilege _map. So to see all the system privileges currently defined to an Oracle database by default, you select the name column from system _privilege _map table or view, whatever you want to call it. And here they all are. These are all the privileges that you can define. I'm hitting enter every time it fills up the screen because I have set pause on. If I had set pause off, it would just fly by. And there's about 206 system privileges by default. And here they all are. These are all the system privileges that you can grant a user by default. And this is by default when you install an Oracle database. Okay? So, and there's the create session privilege that we just gave Rich. Alright, so with Rich, let's log in again. Now you'll notice that I gave Rich a quota, an unlimited quota on the system table space. I did this because I want Rich to be able to create tables. Okay? So, we're going to create a table, create table, names, and we're going to have it one column, fname for first name, and character type variable character 20. Okay, so we're creating a table called names with one column, fname, which is going to be a member of the Rich schema. The Rich user is going to own this table object. Okay. We're going to get an insufficient privilege error if Rich tries to create a table in an Oracle database. Now, why does he get that error? Well, he gets the error because Rich only has create session privilege. He does not have create table privilege, which is what he needs up here to run this command, insufficient privileges. Okay? So, to see all the system privileges that are related to tables, you type in the following. Select name from system _privilege _map where name like, and understand the like syntax, what I'm doing here, refer to my SQL in Oracle videos. Like table. So we're saying select name from system privilege map where name like table with the wildcard %% on the other side. Basically that's saying anything that has to do with table I want to come back. And here are all the objects that have to do, all the system privileges that have to do with tables in an Oracle database. And look, we have a create table privilege right here. And if you're wondering what the create any table privilege is, that allows a user to create a table in anyone's schema. But create table just allows the user to create a table in his schema. So we type in grant create table to Rich. Grant. So you're basically granted the command, the verb, and the argument. Create table to Rich. Now, when we do a select grantee, comma privilege from DBA underscore sys underscore privs, where grantee equals Rich, we will see that Rich now not only has the create session privilege, but has the create table privilege as well. So now when we connect as user Rich, now we can execute create table names fname varchar 20, and our table will be created. We're not met with an error. So we can describe our names, we can select from it, and we see it has no columns, and we can say select table name underscore name from user underscore tables, where table underscore name is equal to names, and we will see that the table was created and the data dictionary knows about it. Okay? That's how you grant a system privilege in an Oracle database.